second goal. How about that? Oh, missed by a centimetre. Oh, that was nearly so good. 50, the half century up at the MCG.
In a situation like this, Drew, it's a real test of the resolve of the Richmond players. They've really got to stick to their game plan, stick to their team disciplines, and really grind away at nullifying Hawthorn trying to get an over the line at the halftime break.
Free kick.
Kick in by Bullis, an excellent mark, but the free kick overriding that, as John Russo told us, and Gasper takes it. Half-back flank, puts it over centre wing. Knocked away from Harrison, over the line.
At the end of the day, though, Mick, they've got to come up with a couple of goal kickers.
Yeah, well, that's the important thing, I think, Gerard, but that's the reason why Brendan Gale has pushed forward onto his direct opponent, Mark Graham, and we see the ruck duels and non-ruckmans around the ground, like then Campbell was going for the ruck for Richmond.
Broderick's kick, short of the 50. Graham punches. Rovers needed. Miranda there for the Tigers. Wheels round on the left boot. It's still there for the Tigers. There's James in the middle of the pack. And it'll be a ball up.
It's just that Richmond players are not getting to run the lines like we've seen the five-way rotation they used 2 weeks ago against Essendon, but there's no one finding space, and that's the importance of Matty Knights in situations like this. He's the type of player who they need to find space, and it's unfortunate he's not out there today. And
that his loss has been emphasised because their other architect, Paul Broderick, hasn't really had a great influence on the game. He's had 5 kicks and 2 handballs for 7 possessions.
And Tony Woods is doing quite well on Nick Daffy too around the goals, Gerard.
There's the official AFL website. Herald Sun, Channel 7 and the AFL. And you can actually follow the stats of a game while it's in progress. Gale gets it to the back. Miranda snaps. A behind. Second behind for Mark Miranda, since they've only had 4 scores.
What about the attitude around the club at the Hawks, Dipper? You're an icon of the club. You would have been in contact with some personnel there. How's the attitude been this week?
Well, the attitude's been very good. They've had a couple extra training sessions, just talking about, you know, obviously everyone's told everyone that they've lost 10 in a row, and a side can only take so much, and today they're just playing forward and just playing aggressive football. It's good to see, but still a good half of football to go on.
Gee, it's wide open down here on the members' side. Graham's peeled off and puts the ball up over the wing. Well, it's out in front of teammates. There's still a chance to run onto it. Oh, well done by Lord. Inside he comes to Barker. Now have a look at this for Crummell. The mummy might kick a goal. Oh, it's close, just offline.
That was all brought about by a terrific transfer of play deep in the defensive play part of the ground by Hawthorn. Tony Woods transferred the play. Even though it was a mess up in effective kicking, there was targets and there was loose people free for Hawthorn. It was unfortunate Crummell wasn't able to kick a goal on that occasion.
Bullis kicks in. Bit of a helicopter spin to that one. At ground level, Gasper. Wide open for Rogers. Kick to centre half forward. Down comes Holland. On the first bounce is good. Back to Harrison. Open goal. He should score. He's got it. Perfect. Well, a wonderful length of the ground goal by the Tigers. Just their second for the game. But what might have been had Crummell kicked straight for Hawthorn after they'd set him up. Treleaven out of the middle. Gasper played on. Crow, good tackle. Spills to Dixon. Oh, he gets it back. Great goal.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Great aggression.
Now, you won't see much better than that from Ben Dixon. And Gasper wondered where the pressure came from. He didn't see anybody.
Well, it's often important when you're a long way in front and a side gets a goal that you don't allow them to get 2 in a row. That is an outstanding tackle by the young man. And it's knocked the ball free. Here we see Gasper. Crow comes in from behind. He was a bit stiff, Gasper, but a great snap, Mick.
But surely in that part of the ground, Gerard, you play the percentage thing, get back. When you know there's someone behind you, you don't have to play on, stabilise the situation. A bad mistake by Gasper on that occasion.
Gale finds the opposition again. Richard Taylor out of the centre circle. Flips off the hands. Comes to Bauer. Not a great kick out of defence. Taylor hits the ball very hard. Pushing the back to Woods, yes. Advantage paid. The ball up to the 50. Yes, it's not much of an advantage.
That was a good decision by the umpire. Lots of boos in the crowd, John, but he's made the right move.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was clearly going straight into a pack of Richmond players and no advantage at all for Hawthorn.
Kick by Woods. Push out right in front. Oh, the mark stands. That's an interesting one. Bauer across to the outer side. Prescott to Harrison, who kicked the last goal. It's still 57 to 15 midway through the second quarter. Hawthorn 9-3 to 2-3. Down the southern stand side. Daffy at the back. Oh, some mark by Holland.
That typifies the way Hawthorn are going about this game. Eyes only for the ball. Nick Holland defied logic there when he gets the fly to the ball, but a fly to the football, but showed enormous courage on that situation, Gerard.
Oh, pressure here for Lawrence. He was put down by Holland. Play on, said the umpire. Rogers hit it hard. He kicks wide up towards the 50, and the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mick, and we'll have another look at Nick Holland. You'll just see a man going back, Wayne Carey-like, eyes on the ball. He knows that there's going to be players of both his own side and the Tigers coming on and trying to lay him out, so to speak. But I tell you what, if the Richmond side don't respond here in the next couple of minutes, they're going to go in at half-time, almost beat.
I think that'll be a candidate for the Cadbury's Mark of the Year. Great mark by Holland. He's been in just ordinary form in the first couple of weeks, but he's getting the ball, kicking a couple of goals here today, and he's part of this rampant Hawthorn team, which is displaying the sort of form which we haven't seen since last July.
Darren Gasper coming off with the blood rule, Drew.
So there'll be a hold up here just inside the interchange gate.
Nice nick under his right eye, Drew.
That was probably caused by the tackle of Trent Crowe. And without being callous, it is fantastic for your side if you can lay a tackle on a bloke, Mick, and get him off the ground with any sort of scratch or cut.
Well, that continues to get into the psychological stakes of the game, Gerard. Knowing that when you have time and space to use the ball effectively, it's amazing players who are under the pump, under pressure. They get rid of the ball in a quick fashion, no methodical approach, or utilising the ball to the best they can. Comes back to the psychological stakes.
Gasper replaced by Matthew Manfield. The umpire not being given room here to bounce the ball. Andrew Malcolm. Gale wins another one, but who'll get the ball? That's deliberate. Out of bounds on the full.
No, deliberate play, Drew.
Sorry, it was deliberate, and it's taken by Campbell. Up towards full forward. Whistle had gone before it arrived. Campbell taken out of it after he got rid of his kick, and Lord being spoken to, so it'll be a relayed free and a Richmond free kick right in front of goal, and it'll be taken by Ben Holland.
Actually, Drew, that was against Daniel Harford on the outer wing against John Rombotis. It was an off-the-ball incident. It was something that he could have controlled. He got involved in the physical stakes, and he gave away an undisciplined free kick on that occasion.
So Ben Holland lining up for his second. His first was from a relayed free. And he gets it. The Holland boys both have two. Well, Richmond coming back a little bit. Hawthorn at one stage were 8 goals straight. They've added 1-3 since then. Crawford gets one of his few kicks. Up towards half forward. Punch to the front of the pack. Broderick's there for Tigers. Cricket pitch area. Oh, fantastic juggling mark. A bit going on off the ball, but the Tigers playing on with the football. Ryan's kick towards the 50, marked by Campbell. Hand pass comes out to Campbell. That was interesting. He hand passed to himself and kicked the goal. It was Harrison to Campbell.
Well, that's a captain's goal, Drew, and it's one bloke who has to stand up under this adverse situation. He hasn't had a lot of the ball. He's had the close attention by Brad Lloyd, and he's the type of player who has to get involved in this contest. Great play, great goal by Wayne Campbell.
Hasn't been a bad quarter by Ben Harrison. He's just starting to draw level with his direct opponent in John Barker, but full compliments to the man on screen. Wayne Campbell, a tremendous goal under pressure. He elected not to go for the lead as Nick Daffy and Tony Woods continue to battle about in the middle of the ground.
Ball in the middle, and Gale wins another one, and maybe eventually his dominance on the ball might come to fruition for the Tigers. Lloyd goes to ground. It's socket forward by Rogers. And a push by Daffy. Free kick will go to Lloyd. Woods virtually takes it out of the arms of Graham. Woods to centre half forward. Not a good kick. Prescott marks. Might have been better in the hands of Graham. Kick by Prescott. Half back to half forward. Gale never went near the mark. Should have been free kick. Comes to Hawthorn. Floats a hand pass to Lloyd. Oh, Shepherd by Shane Crawford. The kick to half forward, and once again they've turned it over. And Miranda and Crawford, not the best of mates, and the Shepherd,
now,
really pretty hard on Miranda. He didn't like it.
If the Shepherd was okay, the free kick should have been paid against Miranda then downfield, because he was the one that got up and instigated the to-do.
Johnny Barker just near the line, and it's out of play. What did you think of the Shepherd, by the way, John?
Yeah, well, look, it looks as though there's contact above the shoulder, so it should have been a free kick to Miranda. But if the umpire adjudicates that was fair, then he shouldn't have let Miranda go back at him.
But was it fair, John?
No, I didn't think it was. As I said, it was high contact above the shoulder.
Daffy's kick to centre half forward. Manfield can't break the tackle. He was taken ball and all magnificent by Hay. Lekas to Lawrence. Kick by Lawrence, bouncing around at centre wing. Good trap by Lord. Taylor. Oh, one too many hand pass maybe. Trelevin's lost it. Bowers got it for the Tigers. And eventually, Rombotis. A wide kick. Goes out of bounds in between wing and half forward.
I'll tell you what, Peter McKenna, as #1 ticket holder for the Hawks, you'd be a little bit concerned because the Tigers have lifted.
They certainly have, Jared. A lot more pressure and their delivery of the ball, and they're getting a few breakaways from centre field's made a big difference. The Hawks are still having a red-hot go, though, Jared.
Oh, that's
You'd
it.
be disappointed.
The red-hot goes back. Good on you, Macca. We've been missing it this year.
He'll drop a Dunstall Ducks back in just for old time's sake. No doubt.
Hey, Jared, Jeff Gibson said at quarter time, the boys have to work themselves back into this game. That's exactly what Richmond have done the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yes, they're certainly getting a fair bit of possession in the middle of the ground the last couple.
Just 5 goals the difference. That might have been one of the few times Gale was beaten. He was beaten by a high-leaping Graham. And the ball goes out of bounds.
And Nick Holland has pushed to centre-half forward, the true centre-half forward position for Hawthorn. And his direct opponent is Aaron James.
So it'll be interesting to see where Gasper goes now, who's coming back onto the ground. It looks like he's going to go to the forward line.
Graham uncontested. Gets it inside the 50. Bowers there. The hand pass, was it Moore? Hand pass away. Bullis. They're working a lot better now, the Tigers. And that kick hits the chest of Daffy on centre wing. To half forward. Harrison. Barker. It goes to Luke McCabe. Floats one to Barker or Hay, just anywhere. Taken out by Nick Daffy. And we'll have a throw in at Richmond's right half forward.
And that's exactly the type of pressure Richmond have got to do to get them back into the game. Once you become a liability in the sense that you're not finding the footy, you've got to do the defensive attributes so you can get back involved in the contest.
Oh.
Campbell unlucky with that kick. Lekas chopped it off to Shane Crawford. His delivery is good to Nick Holland. Awkward half volley. Aaron James is with him. Well trapped by James. Free kick. Holland got a fair bit of James's face with one hand.
And Aaron Lord's come off the ground, and big Randall Bone is going to give them some presence up in the forward line. I'm sure he'll go down onto Darren Gasper. Maybe a little bit slow for Gasper, though.
I've seen Gasper push forward on various occasions for Richmond when they were under pressure last year and the year before, and he certainly provided them a spark when he's in that part of the ground. He could be the man that does kick multiple goals and get them back in this contest.
The lead by Ben Holland. Gasper, who's well taped under the right eye. After a cut, goes for goal from about 50 metres. This will put him within 4 goals. But he hooked it.
This is where the experience for Richmond now. They've got about 5 or 6 players who've played over 100 games here. Where Hawthorn have got 1 player, and that is Stephen Lawrence, who's on the ground now. So the young guys now have really just got to get back to what they've been doing in the first quarter, just playing the ball and playing every position as they should.
Thanks, Dipper. Here's Lekas to kick in to himself to gain a few metres, and then clearing the 50 to big Randall Bone. Up he goes and takes the mark. Well, he's been a stranger to league football in the last 3 years.
And a nice bit of shepherding by John Barker as well.
Lloyd, beautiful delivery. Chick. Oh, I've been waiting for Chick and Bone to be on the ground at the same time for years. Here goes the kick by Daniel Chick. Holland, one hand not enough. Oh, he roved his own footy, then gave it up to Broderick, who slid a hand pass across to Prescott. They're working a lot harder now, Richmond. More. Well done, Ron Bottas, who tunnelled the ball out. Hey, is this a game of football now?
Well, I was going to say, Drew, that both coaches will go in at half-time thinking that they are going to win this game. Richmond will go in thinking they've regained the ascendancy, regained some momentum. Hawthorn will go in and say, we've taken their best shot, Mickey. Just go back out there, play good footy and bury them early in the third.
I'd like to be going in at half-time in sort of Hawthorn's position. Scoreboard pressure, the ultimate pressure in footy, Jared.
Look at the players around this ball up. Graham again, but Broderick on the right boot gets the ball out of play.
Only because you weren't used to it, Mick.
Thanks, Deffer. But Jared's certainly right. It's the Richmond midfield have really started to persist and get themselves in the game by sheer hard work and a hard working rate at the ball and also the body of their direct opponent.
Gee, Graham's done all right in ruck in the last 5 minutes. Daniel Chick beats a tackle and kicks a wonderful goal.
That is a sensational goal.
Well, that goal on the run by Chick arrests a bit of a surge by the Tigers. Still 3 minutes left, though. Anything could happen in the remaining 3 minutes before half-time. I'd like to have the contract on the bandages, actually, for the AFL at the moment. Be making a squillion. Lloyd's hand pass is good. Treleaven. Kick by Treleaven. How's that? Oh, just dropped short of Crode. Well done by Aaron James to chop it off. He has Prescott out at left half back, but he goes longer up towards wing. Marking contest, no mark taken. Kellaway gets a difficult kick out of bounds, centre wing. Peter McKenna, you're over that side of the ground. What do you think now?
Well, it's just enormous to be on this side of the ground. I watched the tackling and the enormous pressure. Both sides, they're just going in so hard. I haven't seen a Hawthorn side for many, many games go in as hard as they have, Drew.
And you'll be going to the President's dinner at the end of the season again, will you? You've got an open invitation.
Everybody screamed. Everybody screamed that one should have been holding the ball, but Matty Norton on the blind side there, and certainly wouldn't have been able to tell whether the ball was disposed of or not. So from this side, certainly looked as though he was too long.
Should that be the situation when another umpire makes a decision, John?
Yeah, well, unless if it's an interpretational thing like holding the ball, they don't like those ones being paid. The high tackles and the push in the backs are a different story. But
Holland, he tapped the ball on beautifully, and Campbell has an open goal. Well, still nearly 2 minutes remaining, and what a game we have here. A couple of goals either way here could be crucial.
Oh, well done, Broderick. Good hands.
And Benny Gale isn't winning them as easily as he was earlier in the game. Randall Bone won an important one a while ago, and Graham has been jumping all over them the last 5 or 8 minutes.
I think that Brendan Gale's leap has just deserted him. He'd be pretty tired. He's done a mammoth job for his club in this half, but he'll be looking forward to the breather. Let's just have a look at that little incident. Not much in it. Might get a stat for that one.
See, Bone wins that one again. But once again, it goes to the opposition. Campbell finds James. Daffy. The Tigers get another couple before the break. They'll go off cock-a-hoop and the mob will be right behind them. At the back, Hay. Clever kick, Lekis.
Well weighted kick on that occasion, Drew.
Tell you what, Mick, Aaron James looks like a pretty handy centre half back.
Yeah, well, when he was at Collingwood and pushed back into that part of the ground, a lot of people thought he was primarily a forward, Jared, but when he was pushed back to centre half back, I seem to think his attack on the football and his judgment comes out into his play, and he plays a lot more better in that part of the ground.
And at half-time, I'll get you to tell us about a few of the nights out you two boys had. Thank you very much.
I can't talk about them.
Well, but half-time we'll do it. Prescott round the boundary line. Hay bounces it out. In the last minute of the first half. At one stage, Hawthorn were 8 goals straight. They're now 10-3. And Richmond are now 5 goals 4. Jeff Geeshan looks pretty pensive, but he'll have something to talk about at half-time. Gasper. worked pretty well. He's worked off the ball on this occasion. Socket forward for the Hawks. Taken by Kellaway. The dive unsuccessful by Lloyd. It comes to Campbell, and they might get one before the siren. Chance for Rombotis. Just 30 seconds left. Harrison offers a lead from the goal square. Holland. Well, he marks just like his brother.
And Mick McGuan, if he does convert this, you can go back to Duncan Callaway in a one-on-one position across half-back.
Yeah, against Brendan Cummell. And also when the ball went forward to the midfield part of the ground, in those two specific instances, it was the Hawthorn, the Richmond players who kept their feet. The Hawthorn players went to the ground and gave the opportunity for the space to be provided, and the Richmond players to run into that space and use the ball effectively. And that's what happened on that situation. Here we are. Ben Holland has a chance to kick a goal for Richmond.
Well, Ben Holland going for his third. If he gets it, he'll be ahead of his brother Nick at half-time. Who would have thought that after Nick kicked the first 2 goals of the game? And Holland's got it. Oh, that'll give the Tigers a lift at half-time.
They certainly have lifted Richmond. We are in for a crackerjack second half. Just on technique, Peter McKenna, Ben Holland has got a sensational shot at goal. And we'll have a look at it without a contribution from the 1,000-goal kicker, or in fact he didn't quite get there, but a magnificent shot at goal there by Ben Holland.
Margin back to just 23 points with only seconds left after this bounce. Great start by the Hawks. Good comeback by the Tigers. This game is on for young and old. And there's the siren for half-time. Well done, Richmond, to get yourselves back into this game. And there's blues going on all over the place here, pushing and shoving.
Tony Woods and Nick Daffy have been at it virtually for the whole half, and that included the quarter-time interval for those two. They don't seem to take much notice of the sirens, but there's a lot of feeling in the game, and I think that's demonstrated by the strength of the tackling of both sides. They really are attacking the ball very, very ferociously.
At half-time here in the twilight game at the MCG, Hawthorn 10-3-63 to Richmond 6-4-40.